Hey, it's Eric Goins from Flywheel Studio. Today we are tearing down PitchSafe. This is the series where we tear down mobile applications, tell you what's great and what could be better. So PitchSafe just won App of the Year by FlutterFlow. It was developed by Calda, another FlutterFlow expert agency, very similar to us. Great guys, love them. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to see PitchSafe for the first time. Now, the first thing that I love here is they do have a great design right on the face of it. The one thing I'll say is I don't really know what the app is for when I look at this. So to me, PitchSafe, I get it. It's a baseball app. I can kind of see that pretty much immediately. But one of the things that it doesn't really tell me is like, is this, I get it now because I just scrolled through this. I can see the escape, soreness, and fatigue. So this is about being a safer pitcher. But to be honest, that's not really what comes across in these first photos when you look at this and when you're in the App Store. Okay. So that's like one little thing that when I think about this first preview where it says get your readiness score, that should be something that says like become a better pitcher. Now, for those of you that don't know, the App Store does require that you have a specific amount of your application in each photo, but you do not have to have it in every single photo in your listing. Okay. So one of the cool things is you can actually have a full screen photo as your first one that explains the application to users. Okay. Everything else here looks normal to me. So let's go into the application. Again, this is my first time. I haven't seen it. And let's move me up here. Okay, awesome. So first thing is I would probably switch these around. Normally, if somebody's landing on the landing page, they would be registering. So I might put that above. And I'm going to pause this while I fill this out. Okay, so first thing that comes to mind here is this is a pretty complex password that you have to input. I don't know if I love this. Maybe this is a request from the client, or who knows how they decided to do this. But for most applications, I avoid trying to have really complex passwords unless it's banking, finance, something like that, because who cares, right? Let's be honest. If it's not a complex application, try not to make this more complex than it needs to be. And okay, so I would need to go open my email and verify to get into the application. So let's do that. Okay. So here I've got that email. I think they can look at this though. It looks like the font here is in black. So obviously that's a pretty easy fix. Let's verify email. That's going to take us to somewhere. Let's see where we go here. Let's try this again. Okay. And there we go. Enter app. Okay, let's take a picture here. I guess I could turn that one around. That probably would look better. Now I'll say some of this looks really slow. This is probably on me, not on them. My internet is not super fast here. So I'll be a player. I think, no, I did not enter my name before. So very, very nice here. Love this slider here. Love this too. Love, 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 love. Ooh, beautiful. So good. This is not easy to do. Okay. So also very good validation there. I don't know if you picked up on that. You cannot say that you just got injured basically like this month on this thing. You have to go back in time. So super, super smart there. And maybe I wouldn't have made that so easy to remove. only because I think it's pretty easy to click around here. Super smooth, super smooth, super good. Yeah, let's just add, well, let's just leave it there. So you can see here, this is very, very, very much focused, and I'll move myself down here. So this is very focused on the health of the pitcher, which is amazing. I think that you could really bring that out in the beginning. Everything so far looks amazing though. It's pretty intuitive. The design is good. This is a long onboarding, but sometimes I love to see it because the long onboarding bot brings that user in. It really gets them to feel like the application is going to understand them. You can give them a better experience. They're invested when they get into the application. So to me, that's kind of like an amazing way to also get users really bought in before you show them a paywall or get them on that home screen. A lot of these are very tough questions. I would say I would assume that this is very specific for pitchers, obviously. So hopefully they know how to answer these. Maybe on something like this, I might, when you say rate your workload intensity, I would say maybe you want to have some kind of gauge for what that is, because that sounds to be more generic. Okay, and then you get this cool strike thrower. Interesting. I'm not sure exactly what these are, but I mean, it looks interesting. And now you take a tour. Okay. Normally, the first thing I would like to see if I see push notifications being asked for is why. Okay. So when you see something like this, normally you want to have a screen first that says, hey, we want to show you push notifications or send you push notifications. Here's why it's super important. Click next, and then you have the pop-up come up. So I'm going to click don't allow here because I'm not their target audience. Now we begin the tutorial. Okay, very smart. You're kind of going through this. They're explaining each of these, very well designed. This is very smooth on the phone. I know you can't really see exactly where I'm tapping, but it's very smooth. I also like how it kind of goes across the screen. It's not just screenshots or just components. They kind of have some different ways to show it. And it looks like they have a Apple Watch app, wearables integrations, super cool. Okay, so this is it looks a little bit like baseball cards almost, which seems smart. And then you can click up here okay, that's kind of a cool menu. I'm not sure about it. I like it. I'm not sure if I love it yet. On this bottom button here, where you can see, you can click up there and that will take you to this menu. It kind of feels like that's the same thing as here. I guess this is a little different. Blocked users, yes, you have to have that. Push notifications. I disabled this, so it should show as disabled. That makes perfect sense. You have to have the delete account there at the bottom. So all of that is good. Let's go try to track a throw. Okay, level of intensity, low. Okay, so based off the level of intent, then you can select different activities. So let's do long toss. Let's see. Next. Discomfort, no discomfort. That's a little weird. The placement there. But at the end of the day, not a big deal at all. So let's just click no discomfort. Let's change our intent. Maybe some descriptions here might be nice. Don't know. I'm not the expert on baseball. I'll say that I was throwing it. I don't know, how far can you throw it? I don't know. Let's say I was doing like 154 feet. Let's say I was doing like this arc. Okay, that's interesting. We've done some apps similar to this, so I am very familiar with asking about feedback. It's always tough. You have to think about how much the user is going to know based on where they are in their journey, right? There's two very different types of users. For example, you have Little League and then you have professionals. They're not using the same terms, the same scoring, everything in the same way. Okay. So there's a balance there for applications if you are serving a wider type of users. Okay. Super cool. And then you kind of get like this baseball card of this. Love it. Enter my journal. Okay, now you can see you've got this this general feed here. Okay, and it kind of super cool to see other people using this too. To be honest, that's kind of a rare thing for most apps. Most apps don't get a lot of real usage, so this is kind of nice. One thing I'd say here is maybe break these out a little more. It kind of fits all together. You can't really see them as individual cards like you would normally see in social media. But overall, PitchSafe, very cool. A lot of nice things. My recommendations, already shared them. The only thing I'd really think about, probably if I were building this app, is a lot about that onboarding flow and how much information do you need up front versus can you get later. And it looks like there isn't a paywall here. If there's not a paywall and you are doing a free application or freemium in some way where maybe there's some type of upgrade later, then what I really think about is trying to make that onboarding process a little shorter if possible. That way, just more people get into the application. But overall, cool app.